Hi everyone. Can you open a US company without living in the USA? Yes, you can, with no US address, no social security number, and no visa. And you never have to set a foot in the country. How do I know? Because for years I've been helping international people, especially from the Middle East, do exactly this. The company, the bank account, the payment, step by step. And this video is split into numbered parts so you can jump to the section you need. And at the end, I'll show you how to open your LLC for $39 plus state fees, screen by screen in the next video. But before we talk about how, let's talk about why. Why would you want a US company if you don't live in the US? The first reason is e-commerce. E-commerce become easier. Whether you're selling your own website on Shopify or on Etsy or on Amazon, a US company make receiving payments simple. And here's something most people find out too late. Payment providers like Stripe don't support every country. So before Stripe will even accept you, you usually need either a US company or a UK one. So the LLC is your entry ticket. The second reason, and this is a big one, is taxes. In many cases, if you live and work outside the US, there might be no US tax on your business at all. Marketing agencies, social media management, service businesses, usually there is no American tax as long as you have no office in the US, no employees in the US, and you do the work from your own country. But there is one exception. So listen carefully if you do affiliate marketing. The network will send you a form called the W8BN, and depending on the tax treaty between your country and America, they might hold back a percentage of your earning. It's called withholding. So check your country treaty and ask a specialist about your situation. And don't worry, later in this video, I'll break down the full tax picture, federal tax, state tax, and sale tax, all three in simple words. Now, let me be completely honest with you. I'm not an accountant and I'm not a lawyer. Everything in this video comes from my own research, my own work in this field, and from asking real specialists. Use it as your starting point, then confirm your tax situation with a professional. The third reason why would you want to open an LLC, and honestly, and I think is the biggest one, is the US bank account. When you have a US LLC, you can apply for a Mercury bank account, a real American business bank account with your company name on it, opened completely online. For e-commerce, Mercury is one of the best options out there, better than Wise for this purpose, and better than most online banks. This one benefit justifies the whole company. So who is actually allowed to do this? Who is allowed to open a US LLC? Here is the good news. Almost any nationality can open a US LLC. You don't need a green card. You don't need to visit. For the company itself, there are basically no barriers. The barriers show up somewhere else, at the bank. And I want to be honest about this part because most videos skip it completely. Mercury has a list of supported countries. Wise has a list too. And unfortunately, countries under international sanctions can't open these accounts. Opening the company is easy. The bank account is where your nationality really matters. I'm going to put a list of all the countries that are allowed to open Mercury and Wise in the description. But there are solutions. If your passport is from unsupported country, but you legally live in a supported one, you might still be able to open an account. Maybe not Mercury, but possibly Wise. I saw this with someone from Sudan. Sudan is not allowed to open a Mercury account, even if they have a US LLC. So Mercury said no, but he was able to open Wise account for his US LLC because he had a legal residency in Saudi Arabia. So before you give up, check both your citizenship and your residency. I will cover the full bank account process, including the one requirement that gets people rejected, which almost nobody talks about, in the Mercury video in this series. Hit subscribe now. You will know as soon as this video is released. Okay, so what do you actually need before you start? As of 2026, there are some new requirements. It used to be very simple. You apply and the company officially opens. Now there are two extra things. The first one is identity verification. After you submit your application, you'll get an email asking for proof of identity for the company owner. This is a US government requirement law. In practice, it means one thing: have your passport ready. That's it. The second thing, your company name must be available. The name can't already be used by another company in the same state. So check it before you apply. And honestly, even if you got this wrong, nothing bad happens. They just email you and say, this name is taken, please choose another one. So no penalty, no lost money. So please don't spend 3 weeks looking for the perfect name. The name of your LLC is not your brand. You can trade under a different name later. And that's the whole list: a passport, an available name, no US address, no social security number, no minimum capital, no business plan, and no flight to America. That's it. Now, the question I get more than any other question: which state should I choose? To choose the right state, you only need to look at two things. The first one is the annual fee. Every state charges a yearly fee to keep your company active. In some states, it's cheap. In others, is very expensive, and you pay it every single year, not once. So know that number before you form the company. The second thing is, how easy is the state for non-residents? And this is where people go wrong. Not every state is used to dealing with owners who live outside America. A lot of people hunt for the cheapest state, and then they discover the state simply isn't built for international owners. Let me give you a real example. Montana. Montana is famous for being cheap, but Montana companies are usually used by people inside America for very specific reasons, famously for buying luxury cars. So imagine you are non-resident selling on Amazon and you walk into a bank with a Montana LLC. The bank look at this and think, why Montana? What is this person doing? And that confusion can cost you the bank account. So they might not open that bank account. So let's make this easy for you, because thousands of people around the world have already tested every option. The best states for non-residents are Wyoming or Delaware. Clear procedures, good reputation, and they deal with international owners every single day. Wyoming or Delaware. Here is my honest shortcut. Most people should choose Wyoming. It's cheaper, it's simpler, and it's perfect for e-commerce and service business. Delaware makes sense for one main group. People who plan to take on investment funds, prefer Delaware companies. And so if you take an investment someday, choose Delaware. Everyone else, and the most of you, would choose Wyoming. Now let's talk about taxes properly, because everyone in the internet says zero tax, and that's only half of the story. There are actually 3 different taxes that people confuse. Let's explain them one by one. The first one is federal income tax, the big American tax. Here how it works for a single member LLC. The company itself doesn't pay tax. It's called a pass-through. The profit passes through the company straight to you, the owner. And if you live outside America with no office in the US, no employees in the US, and you do the work from your own country, then in most cases there is no US federal income tax on the profits. But listen carefully, because here what the hype videos won't tell you. The money becomes your personal income in the country where you live, and your country decided the tax. Let me give you 2 examples. If you live in Germany and you take money from your LLC, you owe Germany tax on it. German rules, German rates. But if you live in the UAE, there is no personal income tax. You might owe nothing at all. Same LLC, completely different tax bill, because the tax follows where you live, not where the company is. The LLC doesn't delete your taxes, it moves them home. Anyone who tells you a US company means you pay no tax anywhere is either confused or selling something. The second tax is state income tax. This one is about your company home state, the state where you formed it. And it's one more reason Wyoming keeps winning. Wyoming has no state income tax at all. What Wyoming does have is that small annual fee, around $60 a year, to keep your company active. But that's a fee, not a tax on your profit. 2 different things. The third tax is sales tax. And here I need to clear up the biggest confusion of all. Sales tax has nothing to do with Wyoming, nothing to do where you formed your company. Sales tax follows the product, where your customers are and where your goods are stored. And if you sell with Amazon FBA, pay attention. Amazon stores your products in warehouses all over America, in many different states. The storage creates a connection with those states. It's called nexus. So your goods sitting in a warehouse in Texas or California that has nothing to do with your Wyoming company. Here is the good news. America has a law called Marketplace Facilitators Law. The law makes the platform responsible. Amazon collects the sales tax from your customer and pay it to each state for you. automatically. You never touch it. Amazon handles it in every state. Now, one warning. This is the part most video skips, and it's the most expensive mistake in this whole subject. Even if you owe zero tax, you still have to file. Every year, a foreign-owned LLC must send the IRS two forms. Form 5472 and Pro Forma 1120 that goes with it as a cover sheet. Every year, even with zero profit, even if the company did nothing at all, and the penalty for missing it is $25,000. You can file these forms yourself or pay an accountant a small fee once a year. Either way, put the deadlines in your calendar on the same day your company opens. And again, I'm not an accountant. Treaties are different from country to country. Use this as your map and confirm your own situation with an accountant. So how much will cost you to form this LLC? It only costs $39 plus state filing fee. Each state has got a fee. So it's only $39. It's not going to be $500, not $800. It's going to be only $39. And I'll show you exactly how. So this is the company. As you can see, the cost is $39 to form a company plus the state fee. And I'll show you exactly how will that add up. So if you go, let's get started. So the entity type is LLC, and then you choose the state. For example, if we choose Wyoming is $30, so the package is $49, and then that's the state fee, $103. That's the state fee. So in total will be $142. $39 plus the state fee. So obviously this figure changes depending on the state that you choose. And then after that, you will choose the other services that you would like. If you want to add the EIN, that will cost more. If you want to add any other services, that will add up. But if you're only doing this formation, that would be the total cost for the company. And I have a video how to set up your EIN, absolutely free. That would be next video. So if you want to see exactly how to use this form and set up the company, watch this video. Next, we'll show you exactly how to fill this form in the next video. So here is the full roadmap for this series. After you set up your LLC, I will show you another video how to get your EIN for free, even if you don't have SSN number, and then how to open a Mercury account or Wise or Relay, especially Mercury. We can do Wise as well and Relay. All this will come in the series over Mercury, all the issues that people encountered, and how. And I'll share a case study with someone from Egypt who was denied 3 times and eventually he was able to open that bank account. Please subscribe so you don't miss this video. And finally, all the other things like PayPal and Stripe or Amazon and e-commerce. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumb up and comment any question you might have.